confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 1,103, with 12 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 10 additional cases were reported, and new deaths were adjusted back to 220. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's Wednesday, July 14th. For the fifth day in a row, LA County reported more than 1,000 new cases of the coronavirus. It also saw a nearly 700% increase in its test positivity rate over the past month. Public health officials encourage every unvaccinated resident to get their shots as a new school year approaches. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says kids getting their shots this week could become fully vaccinated before in-person classes resume next month. If you begin your two-dose series for the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines now, it may allow enough time for the vaccines to take full effect, depending on when you or your child's school begins. Torrance Unified School District will welcome back its students on August 26th, which means this week is the perfect time to get that first dose of your vaccine. And keep in mind, if you get vaccinated at a qualifying site in LA County, you can also be entered for a chance to win free concert tickets. The latest incentives are available through Thursday. COVID-19 cases are also rising across the country. More than 45 states are seeing at least 10% higher numbers of new cases this week compared to last. And in more than 30 states, new cases this past week are at least 50% higher than the week before. Here's what they all have in common. They're mostly among the unvaccinated. The director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, says more than 99% of all COVID-19 deaths in June were of those who did not get their vaccinations. Another disturbing trend experts have been noticing is that younger people are getting hospitalized with COVID-19. Doctors, especially those working in parts of the U.S. with the lowest vaccination rates and the worst outbreaks of the Delta variant, say the patients they are seeing now are younger than they've ever seen before. Dr. Howard Jarvis, an emergency physician in Springfield, Missouri, noted that a lot of people in their 30s, 40s, and early 50s have been coming in, as well as teenagers and even some pediatric patients. He says if they're sick enough to be admitted to the hospital, they are unvaccinated. That is the absolute common denominator amongst those patients as well. Medical experts say the Delta variant is spreading quickly and can lead to devastating results. That is why they say it is so critical to get vaccinated now. U.S. health officials have been reviewing the need for a third COVID-19 booster shot and are now trying to figure out if it could raise people's risks of serious side effects. CDC's Deputy Director Jay Butler says the second dose for two-shot vaccines was associated with higher rates of side effects, suggesting a third dose could potentially come with greater risks. The U.S. government has not made a decision on whether to administer booster shots, but sees a possibility of needing them for the elderly and other high-risk groups. Pfizer officials have been pushing for U.S. regulators to give them the green light for their third vaccine dose. Butler says he has not seen evidence of immunity decreasing among Americans that got vaccinated in December or January. He also states that existing shots provide significant protection against the Delta variant. 2 out of every 3 Californians should be getting a stimulus check soon. The Golden State Stimulus Check is a part of the $100 billion California Comeback Plan that Governor Gavin Newsom signed this week, which includes spending and tax relief to help Californians recover from the pandemic. Taxpayers who make up to $75,000 annually will get a check for $600, while families with children will receive an additional $500. Californians must have filed their 2020 tax returns and lived in the state for more than half of the tax year. Governor Newsom was visiting Bell Gardens today, talking with Southern Californians who benefited from the statewide rent relief program, the largest in the nation. His office tweeted that no one should be kicked out of their homes due to COVID-19 and that they are investing $5.2 billion for low-income renters and landlords impacted by the pandemic. Budget bills signed this week by the governor also include more than $4 billion to support small businesses and $2 billion for overdue water and utility bills. Governor Newsom says despite the economic hits from the coronavirus, the state projects a budget surplus of at least $80 billion, which is an unprecedented figure for California or any other state. Getting your California Real ID will become much easier soon thanks to a new partnership with the Automobile Club of Southern California. AAA is teaming up with the Department of Motor Vehicles to offer the new ID cards at select locations in our region. Starting later this month, AAA members will be able to schedule an appointment at one of 19 spots, including a few near Torrance, to get a Real ID. It's part of a pilot program where the DMV is working to streamline its processes and incorporate technology to better serve its customers. DMV Director Steve Gordon hopes this new option will prompt more people to get their Real IDs and not wait until the last minute. This federally approved document, which is marked with a gold bear and a star, may be used to board flights within the U.S. and enter secure federal facilities starting May 3rd, 2023. AAA members can fill out the application and upload documents on the DMV's website. They can then schedule an appointment at a participating AAA location and pay the usual driver's license or identification card fee. Locations closest to Torrance are in Inglewood, Manhattan Beach, Long Beach, and Rancho Palos Verdes. This program will be offered through the end of the year. The Torrance Art Museum is counting down to its first public art project called Ultra. It kicks off on Saturday, but artists have been busy creating and installing pieces all around the city. A few of them set up displays inside the Del Amo Fashion Center. Multiple pieces of art can be seen clustered together in different parts of the mall. Here's one of an interactive light art installation by Matthew Pagoga. It's called Lumia Learning and is a 6-foot by 8-foot light box with changing colors that is tailored by the audience's gazes and movements. This is a giant comic strip panel by Badly Licked Bear. Other panels from this comic strip, as well as comic books, will be at the Torrance Art Museum. And here's a display called The Paper Bags. You can see artist Reed Van Bernschot interacting with her larger-than-life sculptural installation. She says they're based on Bloomingdale's bags and will be on display at Del Amo through most of next month. Debbie Hayes from Discover Torrance snapped all of these photos for us. Check them out for yourself the next time you're at Del Amo Fashion Center. Blood shortage has become a critical issue across the U.S. during the pandemic, forcing some hospitals to postpone surgeries. The American Red Cross reports that the recent rise in gun violence is also resulting in more trauma patients, and some places across the U.S. need to collect more than 1,000 donations a day to keep up with demand. In an effort to help, the city of Torrance teamed up with the American Red Cross to host a blood drive today at the Toyota Meeting Hall. Red Cross provides about 40% of the nation's blood and blood components. Now, if you missed today's event, the city is also teaming up with UCLA to host another blood drive later this month, and there is plenty of space right now for you to sign up. It will take place on Thursday, July 29th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Ken Miller Recreation Center located at 3341 Torrance Boulevard. Appointments are required. You can go online to ucedonor.com. Eligible donors will receive a promotional item. Be sure to eat well and increase your fluid intake a couple of days before, as well as on the day of your donation. Every other week, we feature a Wellness Wednesday story, and today I want to introduce you to a Torrance teen who has been prioritizing her mental and physical health as the pandemic had a major effect on her everyday life. The CDC says adolescents may struggle when asked to change their social routines, and as many elements of Michaela Domlao's life changed due to COVID-19, she says it became really important for her to stay committed to a healthy regimen. Michaela pushed herself to dance ballet for up to 25 hours a week, saying this has been her life's biggest passion since discovering it at the age of 3. The now 15-year-old also invested a lot of time during the pandemic as co-owner of a student-run publication called Neutral Citizen Journalism, or NCJ.
Whenever I'm stressed about schoolwork or studying or whatever is going on in my life, I always have the studio and I can just dance it out and get the adrenaline pumping, and it's really calming, and it's very repetitive because you have to practice the same motions again and again and again, and I think that really helps manage my stress. And for NCJ, I find the process of just writing articles and researching the facts and just writing it all down, it's just such a routine process that kind of keeps me in check, and it helps me cope with any distress I'm going through.
CDC officials confirm that it is so important to stay physically active during the pandemic when many teens may feel isolated and stuck. They also say staying connected with others helps support their social and emotional needs. Michaela has been doing exactly that, saying her supportive family and close friends are helping her to stay positive and on track with all of her commitments. Michaela is an incoming junior at West High School and says the two constants in her life are crucial during the coronavirus, giving her something to look forward to. She aspires to dance at a higher level as she continues perfecting her craft, and as a writer, she says contributing factual and unbiased political articles for NCJ helps her to feel like she is making a difference in the world of journalism. You can learn more about Michaela's journey this Sunday at 4 p.m. on Weekends in Torrance. Torrance City Council members were back inside the chambers to conduct city business. One of the highly anticipated agenda items included the appointment of the at-large vacant council seat. Votes went to small business owner and community activist Jack Walser, who was selected to fill the 11-month council seat term. The council also approved an agreement for the construction and operation of the 2022 Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade float, appropriated grant funds, and awarded a contract services agreement for the Regional Transit Center's video wall system, and city leaders adopted a resolution to authorize city staff to explore a permanent outdoor dining and activity program. Many more items were covered last night. You can watch recaps of the meeting on our channel, online, and on the city's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Police Department is giving viewers a front row seat into what it's like to work there every day. The department created a new video series called In the Passenger Seat, where you can see and hear firsthand experiences from our local heroes as they work tirelessly to protect lives and save property. This is a peek into Season 1, which covers a lot of topics from an early morning pursuit to a plane crash. The new series, In the Passenger Seat, is available now on the Torrance Police Department's YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook. What a great way to invite the community to get a first-hand look at some of the dynamic situations police officers face on a daily basis. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. We'll see you back here tomorrow as Bella Shaw brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.